Hello class. Today we will be discussing childhood obesity and our main focus will be on being healthy. In today's class we have three objectives. Our first objective will focus on how do we spend our money. What are we spending our money on? Like we will focus on how to spend our money on healthy food items and lower our spending on the unhealthy food items. Our second objective will be health goals. Whenever you're trying to accomplish something, it's very good to have goals. What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? Our second objective is about having health goals. Our third objective is about weaknesses in our physical activity. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? Improve the strengths. Get rid of the weaknesses. So the third objective is about physical activity. Next, we're going to focus on foods that contribute to obesity. We need an understanding of the foods that contribute to obesity and the healthy foods that we eat. We must know. And to get a better understanding of this, we're going to split into groups. We're going to have a display. And on this display will be pictures. Each picture will have a colored circle located on the picture. You guys, the students, must tell me which colored circle is a healthy food item and which color circle is an unhealthy food item. Next, we'll have visuals. We will have visuals of healthy food items and non-healthy food items. We will find out what is in these healthy food items and unhealthy food items. We need visuals because having actual visuals gives us a better understanding of what we're talking about. Instead of just talking about it, actually seeing what we're talking about gives us a better understanding. So we're going to focus on healthy foods, unhealthy foods. What are in these unhealthy foods? Now, during this stage, we're going to focus on something that's very important. I think that's maybe the most important thing, and it's getting active. Now, I have a few questions. During this part of the lesson, I will take 20 minutes, and I will ask the students questions. I will ask the students, how long should you engage in physical activity? Some students don't know that. Some students may say 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And that's not right. Students should know how long they should engage in physical activity. How hard should you exercise? Should you feel pain? Should you not feel pain? How hard should you exercise? Why is physical activity important? Like, why even do it? I will ask the students this: why is it even important? Why should we even do physical activity? Can physical activity help reduce the obesity rate? Since our topic is childhood obesity, should we even be talking about physical activity? I will ask the children, would physical activity reduce the obesity rate? My last question would be, how bad is obesity affecting the United States? The kids should know, since we're discussing obesity, how is it affecting our country? What should we do about it? How could we improve the obesity rate? How could we decline it and get rid of obesity? What do we need to do? I would take 20 minutes, ask these questions, get those answers. As far as the answers that I will receive, when I ask how long should you engage in physical activity, I can see some kids saying 10, 15 minutes, which is not right. And I would tell them the right answer, which is 30 minutes. How hard should you exercise? My guess would students just wouldn't know the answer to this. You should exercise to slight discomfort. There should be no pain. You should feel something. Slight discomfort is how hard you should exercise. I will explain this to the students. Why is physical activity important? I will ask this. Some students might say it's good to play sports or play games or move around, which is right. It's good to move around, have fun, and it's good to do those things. Just being active, it improves health. Can physical activity help reduce the obesity rate? I'm pretty sure the students would agree with that. So I think that I would get a lot of yeses, a lot of yes answers on that question. How bad is obesity affecting the United States? I'm thinking maybe I will have to go more in depth on the answer to that question because I don't think the students will really know the answer to that question. Next, the children will learn about interpersonal communication. Children will learn how to work with each other during working out. Working with others improves and makes working out more fun, and it makes it better to deal with working out. So during this part, the students will work with each other, learn how to work with other individuals when it comes to working out. Just as far as an example, doing sit-ups. Most of the time, you need someone holding your feet while you're doing sit-ups. Doing sit-ups alone sometimes can be difficult unless you have an instrument to hold your feet down. So during this part, students will learn about interpersonal communication and how working with others can help physical activity and how it can help enhance the working out process. During this part, students will learn about how to use their natural surroundings as a workout tool. For example, an example would playing a basketball game. I would develop a basketball game to where as baskets are made, there will be a way of telling how many calories you've burned. I would develop a game with baskets and calories, how those fit together, and you can base the calories and baskets made together. That's a way how you can use a sport and health education together as a learning process and learn both things and being active at the same time. Now, during the logical and mathematical portion of the lesson, there will be no requirement of physical activity. This part of the lesson will only require thinking. Students will think about how much money has been spent on junk food in our nation throughout the years. How are people spending their money? How should you spend your money? We will write down, we will have a journal. We'll write down how we should spend our money, what we should spend our money on. How has the nation been spending their money on junk food and unhealthy foods? And how can we improve what we've been doing and what we should be doing? I will have that portion of the, and on that portion, I will take about 15 minutes, and we will just take time and worry about what we should do. Now, the visual, spatial part of the lesson is very important. As researched by Gardner, a blind person can recognize shapes by a non-visual way, which is very unique. Some learners need to see pictures or something visual in order to learn in their best way. So during the visual spatial portion of the lesson, I will have visuals of foods, physical activities, anything positive when it comes to enhancing the health. And I will have that for the students to see, read, look at, work with, because it's better to have something that people that can see. The students need to see something. They don't need to just talk about it. I want them to see it, talk about it, use it, touch it. I want them to understand how important this physical activity, eating what's right, knowing what's in what you eat. You need to see it. It's not good just to talk about it. So the students will now talk about it and engage in the visual spatial activity for about 15 minutes.